All right, hey everyone. This is the release 15.4 planning issue. I'm Chris Bolani, Senior Product Manager for Release. I'm here with Emily Bauman, Product Designer for Release. So let me go ahead and share my screen. The theme for this milestone is working on our environments functionality and with quite a few enhancements. And so what that looks like in terms of deliverables and P1 issues. The first one is search for environment name in the environments overview page. I'm really excited about this one. It's quite a popular issue and we've had it in the backlog for a while, but we're really able to tackle it now. And so the idea is we can now, for those of you that have many environments that you're managing, you'll be able to use search functionality to more easily find those specific environments and navigate to those as well. So we'll be adding a search bar to the environments page. It'll look something like this. And then you'll be able to easily navigate to whatever you're searching for. The next issue we're working on is keep expanded state for details in the environments page. So a few milestones you might remember, we did a redesign and updated the UI for the environments page. We did get some great feedback about how to make this even more useful. So this iteration, as you can see here, right now we have this show details page, or show details button. That lets you see a bit more information for this deployment. We'll actually be making that the default state and making sure you can easily see all the information as part of your deployment more easily, so you don't have to do that extra click. And the next one is create API endpoints to update a protected environment. So we want to make it more easy and just configurable for settings for the protected environment. So we'll be creating this new endpoint. You'll be able to use this put endpoint and configure those protected environments that you might be using for special environments like production or staging. Okay. The next one is show tags related to deployed commit on environment page. One of the things we've been thinking about and one of our goals is to more easily connect all the different parts of our features in the release stage with other functionalities in GitLab. So this is one of those. This is an example of one of those. So now what we'll do here is show when you're looking at deployments in the environments page, we'll also show you any related commits that are any related tags that are related to that commit that's actually deployed on that environment. So, and this will let you easily see what's deployed. It helps you know exactly what tag, what commit, what version that's actually deployed to your environments. Right, and I'll also note we do this a bit today, but only in certain scenarios. And what we want to do is show all the tags related to that deployed commit, and also make sure that it's always showing in whatever scenario that's happening. The next one is support variable expansion in the environment auto stop in keyword. So right now it takes a literal string for a time period, so like 1 hour, 1 day. This is really useful for managing and just stopping those environments automatically. We want to enable you to use variables for that. So we're going to add support for variables here. And then the last one we'll talk about today is a bug that we've seen users face recently. And so we've reopened up this issue from a bit ago just to make sure that we're providing release evidence when you're creating release by the UI. So we'll get this taken care of. And those are the P1 issues for run the milestone. We also have P2s and P3s, as you can see here, as we get through the milestone and complete our P1s. More detail in this planning issue and in each of these individual issues here. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Emily, and she'll talk about the design work for the milestone.
Awesome. So I'll just share my screen. I believe it's this one. So I'll go over some of the design and UX research issues we're going to be tackling this milestone. The first is kind of a group related to multiple approval rules. So the first one we're going to do is support multiple approval rules in project level protected environments UI. Currently, we are only supporting the unified access here. So this issue is going to be around what the UI looks like when we're supporting both unified access and multiple approval rules. And with that, we'll also want to show support multiple approval rules in the deployment approval UI. So this one will be when you do enable the multiple approval rules, you'll be able to see who has to approve in the deployment UI, who has approved, and just a bit more details about that approval process versus currently what we show is just approvals 0 out of 1. So just giving users a bit more detail into that. And then the third one around this is showing multiple deployment approval comments in the multiple approval rules are configured. So this one is really in that comment modal showing multiple comments based on those multiple approval rules. So these three I'll be working on together as they all kind of fit in with each other. But then we have 3 additional issues we'll be working on in tandem. Where the Zoom thing just went over my tab. So the next one is a solution validation issue around validating that users want to be notified about pending approvals using to-dos. So I'll be spending a bit of time fleshing out this solution validation issue, but the main purpose of it is to kind of go into the inform users of pending deployment approvals using to-dos, making sure that's kind of a way they expect to be informed and a way we want to go forward with that. And then the 2 smaller issues this milestone for design are create annotated tags with release UI. Currently, annotated tags can only be created using the tags creation, which we want to bring this into the release UI. And then the final one is add form validation when required approvals exceed number of users allowed to approve. So this is in the protected environment settings page as well. It's just giving users a bit more context if they've selected too many approvals for the amount of approvers in that group, just letting them know that. And yeah, that's all the UX issues we're going to be handling this milestone. And I'll pass it back over to Chris.
Thank you, Emily. Excited to see all of that great design work coming up. So I also just want to mention we do have our we have a docs planning section in our planning issue. We've highlighted one issue where we'll partner with Russell on just making sure some of our error messages are easy to understand and useful for our users. So we'll be partnering with Russell on that this milestone. Okay, so with that, that's our milestone for 15.4. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.